What if I told you that two people can live in the same neighborhood, pay nearly identical rent, shop at the same grocery store, and yet live in completely different financial realities? Picture the first apartment. The resident earns $95,000 per year. On the surface, everything looks impressive. A 75-inch television dominates the living room wall. A $4,000 leather sectional stretches across the floor. The kitchen is filled with high-end appliances, some still unopened. Closets are packed with clothes, many with tags still attached. The spare bedroom isn't really a bedroom anymore, it's a storage unit disguised as one. From the outside, this looks like progress. Like success. Like someone doing well. But every time this person opens their banking app, their stomach tightens. 2 missed paychecks would put everything at risk. The lifestyle looks comfortable, but it's fragile. Now step into the second apartment. This resident earns $52,000 per year. There's space. Not emptiness, space. A modest couch. A practical TV. A kitchen stocked only with tools that get used weekly. A closet filled with clothes that actually rotate. The spare room functions as, well, a bedroom. When this person checks their bank account, there's no anxiety. They have 18 months of expenses saved. They invest 20% of every paycheck automatically. Same street. Nearly half the income. Nearly 10 times the security. This isn't about salary. It's about understanding the invisible relationship between possessions and freedom. And if you want to build real financial peace, not just the appearance of it, make sure you subscribe. Because the mindset we're about to explore will change how you look at money forever. The first person isn't irresponsible. They don't gamble. They don't overspend in obvious ways. They simply built a life that consumes everything they earn. Slowly. Quietly. Upgrade by upgrade. The second person discovered something powerful. Owning less doesn't mean living worse. It means living deliberately. And deliberate living creates financial margin, the space between income and expenses, where freedom grows. Let's go deeper. There's one idea that reframes everything. Every possession costs you twice. The first cost is obvious, the purchase price. The second cost is ongoing, and often larger. Storage. Maintenance. Insurance. Cleaning. Mental energy. Opportunity cost. Take a treadmill. It occupies roughly 20 square feet when you include safe clearance. In many cities, space effectively costs $30 to $50 per square foot per year. That's $600 to $1,000 annually just to house equipment that often becomes a clothing rack. The purchase price was the entry fee. The rent you pay to store it never stops. Or consider a $30,000 boat. Industry estimates suggest maintenance runs about 10% annually. That's $3,000 every year for winterizing, insurance, registration, cleaning, repairs, whether you take it out or not. And then there's the invisible drain. Every item you own requires attention. It must be cleaned, organized, stored, managed, eventually replaced or discarded. Research shows visual clutter increases cortisol levels and reduces cognitive focus. Your belongings may be quietly increasing stress, even if you don't consciously notice it. Then comes opportunity cost. That $15,000 home gym setup could have been invested. In index funds, over 15 years, it might grow to $50,000 or more. You didn't just buy equipment. You traded future freedom for present ownership. Minimalists understand this intuitively. They're not anti-luxury. They're anti-unexamined trade-offs. Which brings us to the rules. Rule 1. Calculate cost per use. Before buying anything, estimate how many times you'll realistically use it. Divide total cost by that number. A $200 jacket worn twice costs $100 per wear. A $400 jacket worn 200 times costs $2 per wear. Suddenly the expensive option is cheaper. This math destroys impulse purchases immediately. A $300 gadget used twice per year costs $150 per use in the first year. Meanwhile, a $30 tool used weekly costs cents per use. Emotion fades. Numbers clarify. Rule 2. Apply the replacement test. Walk through your home and ask, if this disappeared today, would I buy it again? Be honest. Would you replace that bread maker? That fondue set? Those jeans you haven't worn in 18 months? If the answer is no, the item is costing you space and energy without delivering value. Minimalists eliminate anything that fails this test. They sell what has value. Donate what can serve someone else. Discard what serves no one. The result? Rooms feel lighter. Cleaning becomes easier. Decisions become simpler. Rule 3. Never upgrade out of boredom. This one quietly drains wealth. A phone that works perfectly gets replaced because a new model launches. A reliable car gets traded in for a cosmetic refresh. Furniture is swapped simply because it feels old. Boredom is not malfunction. Over 30 years, replacing phones every 2 to 3 years can cost $30,000 to $50,000. Expand that upgrade habit across cars, electronics, furniture. The lifetime cost easily exceeds $200,000. Minimalists replace only when something genuinely fails. Marketing convinces you that novelty equals improvement. It rarely does. Rule 4. Create friction for spending and automation for saving. Delete saved credit cards. Remove shopping apps. Unsubscribe from promotional emails. Institute a 24-hour waiting rule for non-essential purchases. At the same time, automate investments. Transfer money the moment you get paid. Treat savings as a non-negotiable expense. Willpower fades when you're tired or stressed. Systems don't. The 24-hour rule alone eliminates roughly 70% of impulse purchases. Most desires fade when given time. Rule 5. Count your possessions. Choose a category: shirts, shoes, kitchen gadgets. Count them. Most people underestimate dramatically. When you realize you own 47 shirts, buying number 48 feels absurd. Awareness shifts behavior. Minimalists often set caps, perhaps 30 clothing items total, or a one-in one-out rule. Constraints prevent lifestyle creep. Without limits, possessions expand to fill space. With limits, every addition requires intention. Rule 6. Rent or borrow before buying. Many purchases are short-lived passions. Camping gear used twice. Photography equipment gathering dust. Musical instruments from abandoned hobbies. Rent first. Borrow first. If enthusiasm survives, then buy intentionally. This prevents your home from becoming a museum of former interests. Rule 7. Understand the lifestyle multiplier. Major purchases rarely stand alone. A boat requires a trailer, storage, insurance, gear. A home gym demands flooring, mirrors, upgrades. A motorcycle requires protective equipment, storage, maintenance. One item multiplies into an ecosystem of expenses. Minimalists calculate the full ecosystem cost before committing. Sometimes a $5,000 purchase is really a $12,000 commitment when everything is included. Rule 8. Define enough. High earners often feel just as stressed as lower earners because they never define satisfaction. Income rises. Lifestyle rises. The goalpost moves. Minimalists define enough before income increases. What kind of home is sufficient? What car meets your needs? What level of comfort truly satisfies you? When income grows beyond that line, the surplus builds wealth instead of inflating expenses. Without a finish line, you're running forever. Rule 9. Measure wealth by optionality. True wealth is the ability to choose. Can you leave a job that damages your mental health? Take 6 months off? Start a business? Move for love? Say no to opportunities that conflict with your values? The person earning $80,000 but spending $45,000 has far more freedom than someone earning $200,000 and spending $195,000. Possessions don't buy freedom. Margin does. Rule 10. Practice cyclical decluttering. Instead of dramatic once-a-year purges, review regularly. Remove 3 items per week. Evaluate 1 category per month. Assess overall trends quarterly. Small, consistent adjustments prevent accumulation from rebuilding. Here's how to begin today. This week, remove 10 items you wouldn't replace. This month, implement the 24-hour rule. This quarter, count possessions in 3 categories. Write down what enough means for you. Over time, the gap between what you earn and what you need becomes the engine of your freedom. There's something else most people don't realize. Minimalism and money reinforce each other. Owning less increases savings. Savings increase security. Security reduces the emotional need to consume. Reduced consumption accelerates wealth building. It becomes a powerful upward spiral. The opposite spiral is equally powerful and destructive. Spend everything. Feel insecure. Spend to soothe insecurity. Deepen the cycle. Income alone doesn't determine your outcome. Behavior does. The $52,000 apartment with 18 months of savings belongs to someone who questioned assumptions. The $95,000 apartment living paycheck to paycheck belongs to someone who didn't. Both paths are available, regardless of what you currently earn. The real decision is simple. Do you want to control your possessions? Or are you comfortable letting your possessions control you? If this perspective shifted your thinking even slightly, subscribe and stay with me. Because financial peace isn't about earning more, it's about understanding what truly matters. And once you understand that, everything changes.